On to you, crabs. You have the Nine of Wands, the Temperance, and then you, crabs, also have the Nine of Swords. So these three cards, right? Excuse me. These three cards right here for you represent how a lot of you are very much so focused on making sure that you learn from your mistakes and that you don't go back to the scenarios, the dysfunctional relationships that you've been in. Basically, there's a sense of you have to understand, or I should say that there's a sense of a focus on you not making really stupid mistakes. Like, it's okay to make mistakes, but staying away from obvious ones. So a lot of you crabs understand that some of the, obviously, right, we all have those, some of the relationship choices that you've chosen to be in the past did not actually propel you. It did not make you a better person from being around them. It only made you better from not being around them, from staying away from them, understanding what you need, understanding what you did wrong, what you could have did better. Same thing for them. And the thing is that the Temperance and the Nine of Swords, you thank them for that fact. You thank them for the fact that you could be in that same situation where you learn from those type of lessons, and that you have gotten better from those type of lessons. The Nine of Swords represents, but at the same time, right, you still want to know that there's good changes coming to you in the future, and you're not just going around and around in circles thinking that you're actually doing better. You don't want it to be a delusion. And the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Swords is about how it's not necessarily a delusion. It just depends on your perspective. Because, at the end of the day, we're all going to interact with someone that doesn't treat us as well as we should be treated. 100%. It is something that it is something that we are all going to experience. And obviously it's an unfortunate thing. But at the same time, with that being said, we can't spend too much time thinking about the messed up situations in that sense. We have to understand that what it is, the people that we associated ourselves with wasn't the correct people. But at the same time, we still learned our lessons. So that's the best thing that we could do, is to learn our lessons and make sure that we don't repeat those lessons, right? Do our best to not repeat them. And you crabs are doing a great job at that. It's just, but sometimes too, our own worries has us thinking that we're not actually making any kind of progress, even though we might be. So you crabs may be a little bit defensive right now, thinking that you're not actually making any kind of forward progress as much as you would like. And that's not true. You are making forward progress. It's just that, once again, you just think that you're not. You're doing a lot better than what it is that you think that you are. The Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles right here is about, because the situation for you is that you're very much so in a situation where you crabs, you have a lot of potential. And the thing with you is still have a lot of potential. It's just that the situation for you is that it took you a minute for you to actually be able to tap into said potential, because you spent some time, messing around with some knuckleheads. And this is what it is, because sometimes, this is what it is that I meant when I say that waste of time. It's because when you realize, right, when you get out of a messed up relationship, and then you realize the stuff that you could have been doing, right, especially the stuff that you should have been doing, you realize you didn't take care of anything on that list, right? But this is what happens when, you lack the experience and you lack the wisdom. When, as it is that you start to gain more wisdom and experience, regardless of how old you are, because there's some old idiots and there's some young, wise individuals that get started early, right? You know, some little ones that end up becoming billionaires at like 12. But so it really does just depend on your time management and what it is that you essentially choose to spend your time doing. So you're in a real situation where for you, Crabs, right? Um, that's why it is that you feel like you're a little bit held back. You're not really held back like that. Y'all always been doing your own thing. But at the same time, y'all are also in a situation where you got to also understand that the best thing for you to do is to essentially be in a position where you are ultimately keeping your own head up and don't compare yourself to other people. See, that's part of it too. It's the fact that you are comparing yourself a little bit, maybe not much, but a little bit to other people and what other people has got going on. And then the thing is that the King of Swords is about how a lot of you also have to understand that, you know, once again, you ended up a lot better than what not only what some people expect you to end up that know you, right? Or try to play it off like that, but you're actually doing better than them. And what I mean by that is from a perspective of like, you know, you're doing a lot better than some, you know what I'm saying, like some frenemies or some people that made it seem like you're not going to succeed in life. And that's not necessarily true. This is what I was referring to. So again, you have to, you know, get over whatever kind of emotions that you've got going on and figure out your own disposition. The Ten of Swords and the Four of Swords, right, represents because you comparing yourself will essentially get you for your inner joy. You'll start thinking that you're a bum and all this other stuff. That stuff isn't even necessarily true. So, and the Four of Swords represents you have to put an end to the self-doubt, you know. So other than that, again, you're doing fine. It's just that, you know, you're doing better than what you think you're doing. It's just that you, Crabs, don't think that you're doing very well. And that's the thing that will mess you up if you know, not putting things into perspective. So let's clarify the Four of Swords. You have the Three of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and then you, Crabs, have the Tower. Your higher octave shows up, right? Scorpio is the higher octave or the higher version, right? Or the higher expression of you, Crabs. So, and vice versa, it's the lower octave, right? You, Crabs, are the lower octave of Scorpio. So a lot of lower and higher octave coming through. To clarify the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, you got to get over the heartbreak. You know, the heartbreak of, you know, people trying to tear you down and make you, Crabs, think that you're nothing and stuff like that. I want you to understand that those things are lies, you know. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. You have to understand that yourself, though. A lot of you do, but it's still that. But use that thought to your advantage, though. That's the thought that's going to keep you pushing. That's the thought that's, don't do it too much, right? Otherwise, you'll start to not understand what you're doing. But that's the thought that's going to put you in a better position. That's the thought that's going to keep you humble. It's going to keep you focused on what you got to do. And then the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords right here represents, so the situation for you is you just got to be you just have to be in a right state of mind. The Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, you have essentially, you're not, see, again, this is why it is that it comes back around, right? Why it is that you shouldn't be comparing yourself too much. Because the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords represents you're not doing what a lot of other people are doing. You know, you, Crabs, are a zodiac sign that, you know, y'all just do the things that y'all want to do. And you have a particular plan as to what it is that y'all want to do. And you don't necessarily, for the most part, right, talk about your plans. Now, some of you do, right? You know, Bill Cosby is a crab, and, you know, got Bill Cosby for the oil up underneath his house, you know. But you know what I'm saying. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, right, the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, right, as long as you keep your mouth shut, right, and you work on your plan, y'all are crabs. Y'all, you know, y'all are opposite zodiac sign of Capricorn too. That's the most powerful. Y'all are the most powerful zodiac sign. I want y'all to know that. Um, that dynamic, that axis, you crabs and the Capricorn, y'all are the most powerful zodiac signs. That's the most powerful axis. I want y'all to really understand that. Y'all can get it done. And the things that the tower represents. So this is why you got to stop comparing yourself too much, because you're in a position where you've accomplished so much already, but you don't necessarily understand your accomplishments. You think that, you know, this is from the perspective of like, you know, you're doing bad when when you're doing amazing compared to other people, and other people wish that they would be in your position. So, you know, but that's it for now. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 100,000 subs. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. And also, there's a link in the comment section below so you can come get a personal reading from me, pick up my books, buy my clothing products. Go ahead and do those things. Get a reading from me so I can keep the channel going. Appreciate y'all.